Hey folks, welcome to Reverend Review. I'm your host, Reverend Dave, and today we're taking a look at what could be the very best 8mm Mauser ever devised. Yes folks, this here, as you saw in the title, is my vz24, made in Czechoslovakia by Bruno. Kind of zoom in there and take a look. Czechoslovakian, made of Bruno. Now, there's so much to say about this rifle, I don't even know where to go first. But so as you see, it has a straight bolt handle, not the bent bolt handle, which a lot of K98s and some other variants have. But as you know, there's a lot of countries out there that made the Mauser. Basically just generically the Mauser. We got the American Mauser, which is the Springfield 1903. The Yugoslavians made one, of course the Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia did. There's the Chinese Mauser. There's numerous Mausers that are out there, but don't just take my word for it, being that this is probably the best Mauser variant out there. That's the opinion of a lot of people out there, and a lot of people, they'll have a vz24, but they'll have one made that they'll call a what do you say? It's a Romanian contract made for Romania. This is not one of those. This one has a rich history, and I can't wait to talk to you about it. I'm just gonna go down the rifle some here, let you take a look at it and how you can tell it's a VZ. A lot of times they'll have those very unique sight protectors. Doesn't go over the top, it just kind of cradles it on either side. Let's take a look at the other side here. This sling I have is a K98 reproduction sling leather. Also, well, we'll get to the other part in a second. Here you go, vz24. Serial number and stuff, and we'll get back to that. Of course, the sights, rear sight, and there's that famous front sight right there. All right, folks. So another way to know that you got a Czech vz24 or CZ24 is these slings right here. So you see, here's the slings right here. So when it's in the infantry configuration for the sling, you got them down here and then on the bottom here. But when it's on the cavalry horseback, you will, those soldiers would mount it here and right here. And so it would just kind of go straight along the side for them to mount it on their backs and stuff. Now to the fun part that I'm really excited about. Let's zoom in here and take a look. All right, so this, as you can see, is not a Romanian contract rifle. Right here you have the E, and then you have, you can barely make it out. It's like the Czech Lion and stuff. And 31, standing for 1931. So that's when this rifle was produced, 1931. And the history that this rifle has is pretty unique. So this rifle fought in the on the side of the Czechs, which was part of the Axis, part of the German axis of power over there, and particularly the Czechs were fighting the Soviets. They were using this rifle to fight the Soviets. And then, as we know history, the Soviets beat back the Germans and the Czechs, and then the Soviet Union put in like their own government military forces, which were then armed with these same rifles and then turned on the Nazis. So this rifle did see combat, more than likely fought on the side of the Axis, fought the Soviets, and then again the Soviets defeated them and went and fought against the Nazis. But that's where this rifle does not end. The story does not end here. After World War II, this rifle was sold to Iraq. And you can tell here, let me see if I can do it without bumping the camera. You see that little emblem right there? That's called a JEEM, a JEEM, which is the government proof mark for Iraq. And so you got the JEEM there. And then you got some Arabic numbers over here, and we'll zoom in, take a look at that. So these three characters, this dot here, this is circle, and this thing right here are letters. So this is 350 in Arabic. Of course, that's if we were reading it from left to right, which Arabic does not go left to right, it goes right to left. So this would be number 053. Don't know what that means, if that's the 53rd rifle in the, you know, what that, whatever unit assigned it to or not, I don't know. But pretty interesting. 7.92 millimeter. That's the oh, hit the camera. 8 millimeter Mauser thing there. Some other proof marks here. But I found it neat that this this rifle, after World War II, fighting the Soviets, fighting the Nazis, went ahead and served in the Iraqi military. Now, I don't know how long this rifle actually served with Iraq before being sold or whatever it was, wherever the history goes from there. But sometimes when I buy a rifle, I like to buy coins that are kind of associated with it. So I bought this coin right here. And this is a 4 fils, like 4 cents or whatever, like a nickel's worth. And that was 1953. This was King Faisal II, and he was a king in Iraq after the British relinquished control. That's his image there. That's some writing, you know, Arabic writing and stuff. I don't know what it all means, but it's pretty neat. When this guy was king, this rifle was serviced in his military. And to give you guys sort of an idea of, oh, let me try to see if I can set this down for a second, how big a 8 millimeter round is. You know, for those of you who don't know, so here's 8 millimeter round, and here is our 5.56 used in the M16, M4, stuff like that. You can see that it's much smaller, but even though that this rifle has a big round, fires a big round, this rifle can absorb the rifle well. There's hardly no kick. It's smooth shooting. I like this rifle, one, because of the history. You know, this is a Czech, this rifle did serve in the Czech military, which a lot of the rifles that people are getting out there are Romanian contract rifles or contract rifles for some other country. And but this is a actual Bruno that served in World War II. This one was made in 1931. And again, this is like the, what many will say is the best Mauser produced rifle out there. A lot of people like them more than the K98s. Well, this is my vz24, my Czech Mauser, made in 1931. This is Reverend Dave for Reverend Review. Have yourselves a good day.